Shut up, Smarks. Ring Ross Redux. No, I won't tap out. I won't tap out. All of you bastards suck. Just stop watching Raw. Stop watching Raw. Now part of the Club Kayfabe creative community. So we're going to start things off with a recap of Ultima Lucha Tres Part 1, which is basically 2 matches in an hour. Pretty good, actually, I suppose, for time-wise. Famous B was going into his match with Tejano, where if he won the match, he would gain the contract of Tejano. And since he had a broken arm, Dario Cueto said, well, I guess it's going to be a handicap match then. I'll be in my office laughing some more. So, Famous B, going into it though, talked to Dario apparently a little bit and said, you know, I think it ought to be a traditional handicap match. And I'm going to call somebody, and we're going to get Dr. Wagner Jr. in here, and he's going to help me take on Tejano. And that he did in a 2-on-1 handicap match, and they beat him, because, well, that's kind of how handicap matches, logically anyway, are supposed to work out. 2 people taking on 1 person, to 2 people should beat the 1 person. I mean, a lot of times, though, it will be because the 1 person is a good guy and they're the white cowboy hat wearing, sort of baby kissing, handshaking baby face. They end up triumphing, fighting from beneath and triumphing over incredible odds. But anyway, so this time it worked out the way logically it should have worked. It should work out every time in the first place. So you're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. And the other match, the main event, was pretty much a 30-minute match, a 2 out of 3 falls match. So the first match was basically a first blood match. The second match was a no disqualification, and the third match was you had to put him on the stretcher and bring him to the medical, the military evac vehicle. And there was this structure that had lots of glass and pointy stuff in it that you had to go through to get to it, and smash and crash and ow. So Killshot ended up coming out on top of Dante Fox in that 2-on-1 Hell of War match. I do encourage you, if you haven't seen it yet, go see it. Go watch it. Doesn't matter about the results. I read the spoilers last week, and I still watched it with great fervor this week. I was a little bit surprised there were only 2 matches, but then when I watched it, I realized why there were only 2 matches. The Club Kayfabe creative community, bringing together creative people from all walks of life and giving them a platform to show off their talents. Podcasters, artists, cosplayers, authors. Check out all the information about the Club Kayfabe creative community at ckcconline.com. Well, now that we're done with that oh-so-quick Ultimo Lucha Tres review for week 1, it's only 2 matches, but a lot of 2 matches. It's on to the No Mercy paper review from the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California, on the WWE Network. So, we got 8 matches here, including the pre-show, which wasn't announced as of last week's episode of Ring Rust, so I didn't really preview it. But here it is anyway. During the pre-show, Elias Sampson faced Apollo Crews and performed Drift Away on Crews to win the match. And that's about as much as you can say about, yeah. Anyone who's, on a slightly related note, anyone who's following Vince McMahon Googling on Twitter, why is Macho Man playing a guitar? Basically, on Raw. I think is one of his tweets. So, well, because Elias Sampson kind of looks like Randy Savage with a bit of a bushier beard, I think. But I did notice that a couple of weeks ago, actually. It's like, he kind of looks a bit like Randy Savage. It might be the tan, or the musculature, or, of course, the beard. Not quite the same length of hair, I don't think, but I don't think Savage ever really had short hair, so it's not never really been as short as Elias currently has it, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. Other than that, engage in self-fornication. This is Fabio Mark Jabroni. You are listening to Ring Rust, now part of the Club Kayfabe creative community. You're welcome. Back to the No Mercy pay-per-review. The actual pay-per-view opened with The Miz defending the Intercontinental Championship against Jason Jordan. In the end, it didn't really matter, but no. Bo Dallas distracted the referee, allowing Curtis Axel to attack Jordan. The Miz then executed a skull-crushing finale on Jordan to retain the title. So it was not that a match with The Miz is bad, it's just not, I don't know. So I don't really even want to say it's more the same. It's just sort of steadily consistent, I guess. Consistently good, I guess, would be consistently on par with an entertaining match. He consistently puts off entertaining matches, I guess, and whoever he's wrestling with also, therefore, puts on entertaining matches. And Jason Jordan is no slouch in the ring, so, I did predict that The Miz was going to defend his title because, for two reasons. One, I usually side with the champions because, mathematically speaking, champions defend more than they lose their titles. So it's just a math thing, and you're supposed to be good at math to go to Memorial University. And here we are at CHMR Mun's radio station. That was long-winded. And two, it was Jason Jordan's first time challenging for the title, so usually, not necessarily all the time, as we'll see later in the show, but not necessarily all the time, probably more like 85 to 90% of the time, someone who challenges for a title for the first time will not win it. Usually. I mean, sure you can say, but what about Santina Morella and Gail Kim and Christian and all these other people who challenged for the title at the first time and won it? And I say, okay, well, what about R-Truth? Who challenged John Cena for the World Heavyweight title? And was it John Cena? It was somebody. I don't know if it was John Cena. He had won the number one contendership match for the title and didn't win that match. And that was the only time he was anywhere near that title. So, and then there's Crime Time, who are still waiting for their number one contendership for the Raw tag team titles from when they were actually contracted with WWE. Yeah, they won. I think they won that twice, didn't they? They won two number one contenderships and never once got a title match, I think.
Hey, what's up? This is referee Tony X, and you're listening to Ring Rust on CHMR.
Hey, everybody. It's Gary Graham from Honeymoon Suites, and you're listening to CHMR 93.5 FM.
Summer night. I'll make you teensy. Ha ha ha! Cookies on dowels.
You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. Now part of the Club Kayfabe creative community. So next up for No Mercy on the WWE Network from the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. Bray Wyatt fought Finn Balor. But before the match, Wyatt attacked Balor as officials tendered to Balor on the Wikipedia. Is tended, it should be. Bray called him a coward, which prompted Finn to return to compete in the match again. In the end, Balor executed a coup de grace on Wyatt to win the match. So he didn't need the demon, after all, to beat Bray Wyatt. So here we are. It looked like he might have been a little winded, so he probably just needed to catch his breath.
This is 93.5 CHMR FM.
I Learned the Hard Way is the debut album from New Brunswick-born singer-songwriter Alicia Toner.
Did I even cross your mind one time?
I Learned the Hard Way is a powerful debut album showcasing Alicia Toner's soaring vocals and a collection of songs that are a captivating take on life and love. Alicia Toner, I Learned the Hard Way, produced by Stuart Cameron and Peter Fusco of The Heartbroken. Available now on iTunes and Amazon. Learn Learn more about Alicia Toner at www.aliciatonermusic.com.
Out again.
That time of year again. Time to get in your votes for the Ring Rust year-end Top 50 Countdown, where I run down my favorite and your favorite wrestling-related songs and wrestling instant themes from 50 all the way to number 1. Just like CHMR's Ring Rust on Facebook, and post your vote in the appropriate thread. Check it out on the last Friday of this year and the first Friday of next year. Savage framed Roger Rabbit. And when the apple fell on Newton's head, the Macho Man had already taken a bite out of it. Like me on Facebook, tinyurl.com/RayRust. Follow me on Twitter @MarkGibroni. And subscribe to Jabronology TV, youtube.com/fanboymarkgibroni. This is Fanboy Mark Gibroni. You are listening to Ring Rust, now part of the Club Kayfabe Creative Community. So next up for WWE No Mercy on the WWE Network, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, who I forgot what I called them previously. I mean, if you listen to my show on a regular basis, you know I like naming tag teams. I named them something, but I don't remember what it was. So last week I just called them Architect Fringe, because Architect and Lunatic Fringe, so And that was, of course, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose defended their Raw Tag Team Championships against Cesaro and Sheamus, who are now apparently called The Bar, because I previously called them International Powers, because, I don't know, because they're international and they're powerhouses, I guess. So, nice Pickle Rick patch on your jacket there, Sheamus. In the end, Sheamus attempted a brogue kick on Ambrose, but Dean avoided it, and Old Loch accidentally performed brogue kick on Cesaro instead. Rollins then performed a ripcord knee on the Celtic Warrior, which was followed by Dean performing dirty deeds on Sheamus to retain the title. During the match, Cesaro accidentally hit his mouth on the ring post, damaging his two front teeth. Apparently drove them about 2 or 3 millimeters into his gums, which, you know, doesn't sound like a lot until you've had your own teeth driven into your gums. But so, and of course it looked messy because it was all bloody and stuff. So, man, that guy's just hardcore. I mean, Tommy Dreamer thinks he's hardcore. But, oh well. That's, well, yeah, I'm sure Tommy Dreamer's more hardcore. You're listening to Ring Rust REDUX on Jabronology TV.
I see your Schwartz is just as big as mine. Oh, mommy! Oh, Don LaShmoo!
Hey, this is Chris Jericho, the highlight of the night, and you're listening to Ring Rust, right here at 93.5 FM.
Now part of the Club Kayfabe community. So next up, from No Mercy on the WWE Network, Alexa Bliss defended her Women's Championship in a fatal 5-way match against Nia Jax, Sasha Banks, Emma, and Bayley. In the end, Bliss performed a snap DDT on Bayley to retain the title. Not how I didn't really have a particular thing in mind. I had a hypothetical scenario, and I used as an example Bayley doing a belly-to-Bayley suplex onto Emma, and then Alexa tosses Bailey out of the ring and pins Emma. So, you know, that's the kind of thing that I was expecting from this match, and wasn't really disappointed, certainly. I got to see all these 5 lovely ladies throwing each other around in the ring, and bouncing off the ropes, and bouncing off the mat, and bouncing off other things, and so bouncing off each other a little bit, I think, as well. So, all in all, I think it was a decent enough match. I ended up liking it quite a bit, and looks like Alexa Bliss found herself feeling quite blissful at the end of it as well. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. Now part of the Club Kayfabe creative community. Next, we'll sort of channel the tweet that I sent out while preparing to watch this match. So, John Cena fought Roman Reigns, in brackets, rattling gasp, hashtag butthurt tosspot internet wrestling fans. In the climax, Reigns executed a Superman punch and a spear on Cena to win the match. And afterwards, Cena showed respect and endorsed Reigns, sort of passing the torch, as it were, even though, you know, it's been saying that, you know, you don't really pass the torch, you just sort of take it. So, yeah. Speaking of butthurt tosspot internet wrestling fans, that match was a little bit confusing, wasn't it? Made you like John Cena a little bit. Well, because you had to cheer, well, I guess you didn't have to, I guess. But you had to boo more for somebody, I suppose, and you didn't know who to boo for because you want to boo for both of them. And that's really as much as you can do about it, I suppose, but oh well. So I guess Roman Reigns is the guy. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. And the only match I really predicted wrong, got all the rest right. The only one that I predicted wrong was the Cruiserweight title match, which saw Enzo Amore win his first ever title, really, for anything, let alone the Cruiserweight title.
Like me on Facebook, tinyurl.com/ringrust. Follow me on Twitter @MarkJabroni, and subscribe to Jabronology TV, youtube.com/fanboymarkjabroni.
And ending things off for No Mercy, Brock Lesnar defended his Universal Championship against Braun Strowman. So Lesnar performed an F5 on Strowman to end the match. It was a bit of a hard-fought one. How long was that one? 9 minutes. Pretty much exactly 9 minutes, looks like. So Enzo Amore and Neville had a slightly longer match, but well, what can you do? So, yeah, I didn't really think... once again, it's the whole, you know, expect champions to defend their titles, even though, you know, one of the titles actually did change hands on the show. No biggie. Yeah. I don't mind being wrong. So, yeah. That was a decent pay-per-view, and I'm looking forward to seeing week 2 of Lucha Underground. Ultimo Nutra Tres next week.
That's it for another show, kiddies. Check me out on Facebook, where you can keep track of all the news that's right on the mark, from around ringside to the latest concerts. See you at the shows. Later days.
This is 93.5 CHMR FM.
I Learned the Hard Way is the debut album from New Brunswick-born singer-songwriter Alicia Toner.
Did I even cross your mind one time?
I Learned the Hard Way is a powerful debut album showcasing Alicia Toner's soaring vocals and a collection of songs that are a captivating take on life and love. Alicia Toner, I Learned the Hard Way, produced by Stuart Cameron and Peter Fusco of The Heartbroken. Available now on iTunes and Amazon. Learn more about Alicia Toner at www.aliciatonermusic.com.